This is Professor White. Today we are going to look at solving triangles that are particularly named as AAS or ASA, and I'll explain what that means. Okay. Now let's look at an AAS triangle. So kind of think about it as like counterclockwise pattern. A is angle and A is angle, so I don't know the side, but I know the angle, angle, and side. Okay? AAS. And I don't know this side, and I do not know this side. How do you do a problem like that? For an AAS triangle, I recommend you start with the sine law. Okay? So let's write the sine law. So I don't know the A side, so I have A over sine of big A. Okay? That's going to be B of over sine of big B. So let's put some numbers in there. So I do not, let's look at, let's start with the B side, since I do know this one, so that's B. So B is 8 over sine of 30. 8 and 30, opposite of that, is going to equal A over sine of opposite to A is sine of 45.25. So let's crisscross, and I write A times sine of 30. That's going to equal A times sine of 45.25. Then A is going to equal 8 times sine of 45.25 over sine of 30. Okay, so let's get that. I will go and get my handy dandy calculator. Let's put that one on the right hand side. Can you see that? Alright, so it is 8 times sine of 45.25 divided by sine of 30. I didn't check something. I just want to make sure that my mode is in degree. Okay, it is. And let's push that. And I got an A of, oops, 11.36. All right. So let's go and let's do another side. I know that 8 over sine of 30 again is going to equal, so I'm using the sine law twice. 8 over sine of 30, that's going to be, I don't know the C, remember? And the C over sine of, let's use that, not gamma, but let's use that C, big C, sine of big C. Well, do I know the big C? Well, I can get the big C. Big C is simply 180 minus 30 minus 45.25. So let's get that. All right, you can see that. So it is 180 minus 30 minus 45.25. That is 104.75. So let's go write this down. 8 over sine 30 equals C over sine 104.75. So C is going to be 8 times sine of 104.75 divided by sine 30. So let's get that. I will have 8 times sine of 104.75 divided by sine of 30, and that gives me 15.5. Alright, did I solve everything? I have the angles, I have the A, and I have the C, and I am all good to go. Alright, now let's look at another one. This was an AAS triangle. So let's look at the ASA triangle. And like I said, you're going to do AAS and ASA triangles, you know, with the same methodology, with the sine law. So ASA, what does that mean? I know an angle. Do you see it here? And I know, and just always go counterclockwise not to get confused. I know the angle, I know the side, and I know the angle again, ASA. Alright? So we are going to use the sine law again. So let's write all this down. I'm going to put, okay, sine of 55 degrees over C, this one and that one, is going to be sine of 60 over B. Alright? But I don't know B and C. That's not a good couple to use. So let's go once more. Sine of 55 over C. Let's use the couple that we know. Okay, so let's call this A. Let's call this B. Let's call this C. Okay? Then the couple that you know is going to be A. How much is A? Let's go calculate that. 180 minus 55 minus 60. How much is that? 180 minus 55 minus 60 is going to be 65 degrees. So I can write sine 55 over C is going to be this side 5 over sine of A, which is 65. So what did I do? Okay, let's reverse this. You need to have side, side, angle, angle. Alright, so let's go. 5 is, I'm just using it interchangeably, so hopefully this is not going to confuse you. C over sine of 55. I can reverse those, remember? Now I will just go crisscross. So I have C times sine of 65, and that's going to be 5 times sine of 55. okay? And then c is going to be 5 times sine of 55 over sine of 65. So let's go and get that in our calculator. 5 times sine of 55 divided by sine of 65. And they gave me 4.5. If this is given in meters, and that's going to be spitted out as meters. So I got the angle, and what else can you have? You can have this one. So since I have the C, I can go and use this now. I can put down sine of 55 over C, which is 4.5, and that's going to be sine of 60 over B. And you can go and apply your sine rule one more time. B times sine of 55 is equal to 4.5 sine of 60. Then B is going to be 4.5 sine of 60 over sine of 55. And you can use your sine rule one more time. 4.5 times sine of 60 divided by sine of 55. And that will give me 4.8. Alright, so what did we learn? When you have AAS or ASA triangles, use the sine law. That's a little easier. And make sure that you do it twice, and then subtract the angles, and you'll be getting all the sides and all the angles solved.